and a warm welcome to day 8 of Demystifying the concept of emotional intelligence. And trust me, my dear friends, today we are going to talk about another important skill that we all have been advised to work upon, and that is social skills, also known as interpersonal skills, also known as social intelligence, the ability to to have relations in your life, to maintain them, and to have a positive environment around you. Now that again is a skill and again a core principle of emotional intelligence. So just to recap, there are under the umbrella of interpersonal intelligence comes emotional intelligence, social intelligence, and intrapersonal intelligence. So what is social intelligence? How you translate your emotions when around others, as well as how responsive you are to their emotions, is known as social intelligence. The ability to manage your social relations, ability to manage your spouse, your children, your colleagues at your workplace, your friends, your relatives, that comes into the concept of social intelligence. Now, I always love having something integrated with the science. So let me share with you this amazing concept of social brain. Yes, my dear friends, we have a social brain, and here the scientist, Daniel Goleman, in his book of social intelligence, talks about a concept known as again neuroplasticity. That is, our social relationships help us in reshaping our brain. Repeated experiences sculpt the changes in our brain. So that is the importance of the social relations. Again, in contrast to that, if at all we do not have a balance, or our relationships causes us stress and annoyance, it again leads to various mental disorders and depression. That's how significant is this concept of social intelligence and its direct relevance to the brain. Again, I want to, he again talks about this principle of the glow of Sympatico, the science of rapport. In our brain, there are one set of neurons known as mirror neurons. So these neurons will always mirror the emotion of the opposite person that you are conversing with. Have you ever noticed that when you go to your office, you find your colleague is upset or is stressed, you suddenly, you catch those vibes, and you suddenly somewhere or the other down the line feel the same. So that's known as mirror neurons. Your neurons have mirrored his neurons. And that is a concept of glow of Sympatico. So he talks about the science of rapport. Rapport means a sense of friendliness and how you feel engaged and very smooth, you feel joyful. That's known as the glow of Sympatico. That is known as the science of rapport. The ability to maintain positive rapport with each and every person has a direct relevance to your mental health. So today we are going to talk about 10 essential people skills you should need when you are working in an organization. Number 1 is being socially assertive. What is assertive? Do you really stand up for yourself when you express your opinions? Do you feel confident enough in interacting with others? If yes, that means you are socially assertive. If no, that means you are giving the energy to the wrong people. You lack confidence in your behavior. So this is one important skill. If you feel that you are not that socially assertive, this is going to be a wake-up call for you. And in tomorrow's session, I'm going to help you with certain tips and tricks how you can be socially assertive. The second is craft a memorable presence. A presence that matters. You must be a person who creates a lasting impression. You go to the room, you talk with your colleagues, and there you set up a presence with your voice, with your texture, with your persona, with your presence itself and how you present yourself. Do you have that confidence and skill that you create a memorable presence? Why not ask your team members about this? You can just note it down right now and ask your team members that how do they rank you when it comes to their presence. Do they create a lasting impression, or people feel negative towards their presence? Okay, so that is another important skill you need to master, that's crafting a memorable presence. Number three is be a master communicator. I cannot, reaffirm more on this because it is so important. The art of communication. Are you confident enough in presenting your views without having any twists and turns? Do you have clarity in your speech, clarity in your voice, the way you present? That is very important. A science says that when you go to your interview, the very first skill that the interviewer sees is how able you are to communicate your talents, how you're able to communicate them the answers that they have been asked. So you have to be a master communicator. And some of the great communication skills comes, number one is public speaking and presenting and communicating effectively and efficiently with your team members. The fourth skill is sustain lasting confidence. Do you always have that limiting belief that I can't present this. I lack the confidence skill. I am fearful of, presenting my thoughts. You push your other team members to go ahead and take the lead. Are you such kind of a person? If yes, then my dear friend, you'll have to take a back seat and you'll have to work on this principle of sustaining your confidence. Confidence matters a lot. Number five is be an excellent conversationalist. You know how you are in conversations. Do you just nap your conversations, or you create meaningful, engaging conversations? Do people love to talk with you, or people, just tend to run away from you? Your team members do not feel comfortable in talking with you. That's an alarming sign that you need to work upon. You have to be an excellent conversationalist when it comes to people. Highly likable. How your team members look up to you. Do they love your presence? Do they feel positive when you're in and around them? If no, then that means you really have to work upon. And trust me, my friends, all these skills can be worked upon. I'm going to teach all of these tomorrow, so you have to be very attentive tomorrow. Today I'm just describing the skills. So today I'm giving you a time to ponder upon and to think where you lack. Exceptional at decoding emotions. Yes, as I talked about, the power of empathy. How are you able to sense the opposite person's emotions and empathize with them? Do you take them for granted, or are you immune to their emotions? If this is the case, then my friend, you really need to work upon, because as a leader, you will have to be empathetic, and that's how you help not only the person grow loyal towards you, but again, invariably or directly proportional to your organization's assets. Pitch your ideas. How are you confident in pitching your ideas? In expressing your views, your creativity. Do you grin? Do you feel jittery? Do you feel that you're not confident enough? If yes, then my dear friends, you need to work upon. Because in an organizational context, you need to be very proactive. You need to be assertive. You need to be confident in presenting your ideas. Because once you are convinced of your ideas, that will directly be reflected when you pitch them. Be charismatic. Have you heard, you must have seen some people, when they come to the room, they just light up the room. Just their very voice gives you the energy. They come to the room and there is so much of energy, there's so much of positivity. They're so approachable, they're so warm, and they're so nice. That's known as charismatic. It's a very incredible, skill and a quality that you can ingrain over the period of your working in the organization. It's a very important people skill, and as a leader, your followers or your team members will look up to you if you have this charisma. If you lack charisma, and if people tend to ignore you, ignore your presence, they feel that you are dull to be around, then my dear friends, you will have to work upon. Be an influential leader. You will have to have the credibility. You will have to have that power that people will listen to you, whatever you have to say. And my dear friends, you'll have to have that quality of humility as well. You just cannot keep bossing around with power or politics. In order to be an influential leader, you need to have the top 9 skills, and all these 9 skills will cumulatively help you to be an influential leader. So my dear friends, these are the top 10 people skills. It's a mandate. You really need to, you just take out your books right now and keep, just list down all these skills and do some introspection. Where are you on this level, and start improving. Trust me, my friends, the day you set up the vision and mission and you have your objectives and actionables, that you are going to improve these day by day, taking small steps, your life is going to change financially, emotionally, as well as socially. You'll become a more confident individual, and people are going to look up to you as a leader. And today's activity for the day is, I have an interpersonal skills assessment. This assessment is going to help you recognize where are you when it comes to interpersonal skills. Please do take this activity religiously, because it's going to help you where you are on this path. And once you know your score, you need to write down your score somewhere, because tomorrow once again I'm going to help you with certain tips and tricks that you can use to ensure that you build up this ladder and become a more person with higher social intelligence. That's it from my side, my dear friends. A short and crisp lecture of 10 important people skills. I want you to once again go through this video, make a note of all the skills that I've talked upon, and take the quiz, because that will give you a snapshot of you as an individual when it comes to social intelligence. See you tomorrow with the same gusto and same vibe. I am here waiting for you for your feedback. Take the quiz and let me know how you liked it. That's it from my side. Take care. Sayonara.